Welcome everyone to our sixth and final session of the RSL Active Belmont round. So I'm a little bit sad. The 6 weeks goes so quick, but it's lovely to see all your amazing faces again. All smiling, bubbly, it's great. And hearing some of the stories of the benefits that you've had over the last 6 weeks. So that's really pleasing for me, but also I'm so glad that you're finding benefit from the program. It's a 60-minute flow. We're going to be building on what we have the last few weeks. So if you feel challenged, that's actually really good. However, you should, by now, know the modifications that work best for you. So if you find yourself in pain, please back off. I don't want you in pain. I want, slight discomfort because we're challenging ourselves is great. But please, if you feel the need as well to back off right down and sit down for a moment, please feel the need to be able to do that in your own time. That's part of yoga, and part of being self-aware is that we can know what's best for our body. I'm just merely a guide offering suggestions, and you can take whatever it is that you're out of it because it's your body. So we're going to move to our range of movement for what we feel like today. Is that everything? Yes, I've had a brain fart now. I'm like, oh, did I tick off on everything? Oh, still, I'm also learning as well. All right, so guys, if you want to take a seat on the mat or on the chair, as always, again, is that throughout the flow, if you've got a prop that you like to use, please do so. They're there for your benefit, as well as any of the things that you could use to have it. Okay, right, so that was the worst cue ever. So I'm gonna edit that out. Right, I'm gonna do take two. Yeah, if you want to use a prop, they're there in front of you. Please use them so that you can extend your range of motion. All right, so let's just close down our eyes or take a soft gaze for the moment, and we can arrive at our mat by going internal and doing a body scan. We don't need to shape our breath at the moment. You might just want to allow yourself to feel heavy. Loosen your jaw. Maybe you might want to just shake it around a little bit. Shoulders, your lower back. Maybe you might feel your sit bones grounding down into the chair or into the ground. Give them a bit of a wiggle as we get comfortable. And now we're just going to ask you to take one cleansing breath in and letting it go. And today, while we're just taking these breaths in, so I might suggest a topic and a theme. We're going to revisit this twice because it's a long one. But what I want you to do is, for the first half, is see where we're at. And then in the later part, at the end of the practice, and see we can compare. So this one's called a breathing anchor for your wandering mind. You might want to start being able to breathe in through your nose slowly and then out through your mouth with a pause in between. The pause can be as long or as short. We call this the reflexive breath. This practice may help you to dissolve anxiety, decrease stress, and allow the body and the mind to experience peace and relaxation. So to begin, adopt a comfortable position as possible. Gently and gradually allow your awareness to gather around the sensations of the breath in your body. Perhaps you might want to ask yourself, where do I feel the breath most strongly? Being curious about your experience, and you can let go of what you think should be happening, and being with this experience without judgment. Now very gently rest your awareness within the whole torso or your upper body. Can you feel your belly swelling on the in-breath and subsiding on the out-breath? Can you feel any movement and sensations of the breath in the sides and the back of the body as well? Gradually inhabit your body a little bit more deeply with a sense of kind curiosity towards whatever you're experiencing as you breathe. Remember to be accepting of whatever's happening, holding your experience with gentle awareness as it is. See if you can cultivate a precise awareness of the sensations and movement of the breath in the body as they happen, moment by moment, being careful not to strain. And lastly, before we kick off the rest of our practice, allow your awareness to be utterly receptive as it rests upon the natural movement of the breath in the body. This will become part of the breathing anchor for your wandering mind. And if at any point during the practice you feel your mind wandering, we could bring it back to the breath, take a moment to pause, and then resume. Excellent work, everyone. So now gently crack open your eyes and maybe reach for your strap. Excellent work here. So what we're going to do now is just we're going to quickly just do a bit of a shoulder loosening. So if you could find a bit of a V like this, so like we're up in victory, holding it up. It's all right if your hand slides along the strap. However, you'll need this to be able to come in. So we're going to start at the bottom. Maybe our hands might be touching our knees, right? And then we're just going to inhale as we bring it up just to the top. We're not going to take it overhead yet. And then exhaling. Maybe we might want to come down and loosen our hands. Inhaling, feeling the breath and our lungs expand as we then maybe take our gaze up and then just hold the strap at the bottom here. With the bottom, and then exhaling. This one's a little bit different. We're going to inhale and see if we can maybe take the strap over our shoulders. We might need to bring it out and take the shoulders back and then come over the back. Yes. Yes, that's fine. Excellent work, everyone. And then if you're going to bring over, maybe bring it over. Now, yes, if we need to skipping rope or pantomiming, that's absolutely amazing, right? So because it's all about loosening the shoulders. So this one here is, again, let's go over, inhaling. And then with the exhale, we come over the top. And maybe feel our shoulder blades. Yes, you can adjust your hands if you need to, like this, as we come over. Actually, let's do that one more time. Yeah, right. Come to the front again. We'll all meet at the front. And let's do it. Take your right hand and my left hand, and I'm going to bring this over the shoulder first. Then the back might meet us. Yes. We're going to come around with the same hand again. Yes. All right. We're working on the different hemispheres of our brain. So inhaling this other opposite hand. Bring it around, in and out. Yes. We're flossing. This is part of like our shoulder flossing, a couple of different techniques. Maybe we'll breathe in both hands now. And then down. Ooh, shoulder, loosen the shoulders, right? You feel them a little bit? Yes. Exhaling. Fantastic. Now, with your right hand, we're going to bring it up and just drop the blade on the back. Yes. Now we're going to get this hand here. We're going to take it around, maybe take it to the side. Now rotate your thumb forward. Rotate your thumb forward so that yes. Now we'll put it to our back and maybe reach for our strap. All right, just like with the back scrubber, now we're going to give ourselves a little bit of a floss, and we're opening up and loosening our shoulders, all right? Scraping our back. Maybe you might want to scratch your back a little bit. Letting go with that bottom hand, bringing it around, changing hands. We'll maybe shake that one out. So let's start again with this one. This helps us get us more flexion. So let's bring our hand out in a T. Let's rotate it forward. And then we're going to come back behind, reach for our strap. And then we're going to give ourselves a scrub. And don't forget to breathe. You can link the breath in. So this is where now, with these movements, is you can choose to link the breath however best fits you. All right, coming down, we'll do this one more time each side. Come out of it. That's overhead. Let's just put our hands down for a moment because that might be a little bit on the shoulders. Shake it out. And we'll start again with the strap in our right hand. Coming up to the top, let's bring a hand out. And then this way we're loosening up our shoulders and then we're rotating it around, right, without force. And then we're putting it to the back and reaching for the strap. Now we're gonna give it a bit of a floss. Yes, keeping that straight back. Fantastic work. All right, now again, coming out, rotate around, switch hands, shake this one out. Inhale, maybe exhale, let's rotate. Inhaling, and then we're flossing. Fantastic work. Awesome. All right, now same, we'll just reach up with this. Our hand comes back out. We can rotate it around and then place it down. So that's it for the strap for the moment. All right, excellent work. It works the shoulders a bit, yeah? Now we're gonna go out to the river and we're gonna go canoeing. All right, so what we're gonna do here is with our jaw as well, we'll just do a little bit of face yoga, is grabbing our hands, maybe placing the fingers behind our head. And then what we do is we're grabbing our thumbs and then looking for the side of our jaw, that hinge, and maybe we might want to massage it a little bit using our breathing in through the mouth or through the nose. We can open it up and give a bit of tension there. So this is where tension can be held when we get a little bit stressed or if we've been looking after people. Right, just coming in. You could come in under and up. That helps out a little bit as well. Here's another little one to help release some tension as well with the hands. Let's bring that down for the moment. Now between the eyes is placing the hands on here, and between our eyes, right in the sockets, right, you might want to get your thumb and then you push in and up slightly, right? You might be able to see your little eyes go a little bit shiny. That releases tension as well. In between the eyes, near our third eye, if we look down to our nose, you can close down your eyes as well if that helps. We're just pushing and relieving the pressure here. Maybe you might want to run then your thumbs along the tops of your eyes, along the socket there, just to the outside, and then getting our thumbs and then giving ourselves a bit of a tap as we come down the jaw, right here. Maybe we want to take our gaze up a little bit. From here, this works the pouch. I call that wifey the pouch. She hates it, but you know, the little thing here, right? This one, let's put our hands down and look up. Right, it's like sticking your tongue out, like you're a kid going, nah, nah. Right, so let's do this 3 times. Inhaling, exhaling, stick the tongue out. Inhaling, exhaling. One more time. Exhaling. And then now what we're going to do is try and stick our jaw out while we're looking up. Ready? Inhale, and jaw out comes out. 1, 2, 3. Come heads down, right? Fantastic work there. So if you did that a couple of times in the morning, so you do 3 rounds, that'll help with that, getting rid of the little pouchy bit there. Thought I'd be able to share that as a parting gift. Alrighty guys, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do a couple of things now. With our shoulders are warm. Let's warm up our lungs a little bit more again as we inhale. We're going to come down to our cactus arms, looking and taking our gaze up to the top. Inhaling and coming down. And one thing that was brought up to me last week though as well, if we look up, sometimes we don't need to take all of our thing and look all the way up and dump our neck back. So keep doing that as we breathe in and out. And I'm going to explain it. You don't need to have our neck come in like this and feel that compression. Sometimes we might just want to take our gaze up. So we might tilt our head slightly, but we can still look at it. It's like trying to look in our blind spot out of our eyes. All right, so inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, and using our peripheral vision. This one's going to be a rotation Inhaling, rotating to your left, across, hand comes down, hand comes across to the knee. Let's take 2 full breaths here. Exhaling, seeing where the air goes as we expand our chest, and maybe with each one is getting a bit more rotation. That was 3 actually. Inhaling and changing sides. I've got to learn to count from 2 to 3. Let's go with 3. Each time we relax and exhale, that might be an opportunity to relax more or rotate further. Whatever feels right for you. Inhaling. We come down now. Inhaling. Hand comes up. Your left hand's going to come down as we reach up for the sky, and then spike our sit bone into the ground, and maybe we want to take our gaze or our peripheral vision to our fingers for 2 breaths. Inhaling. As we exhale, we reach higher and we spike into the ground with our sit bone. 1 more. Excellent work. Inhaling. Coming up to meet our hands. Clap, clap, clap. And then coming down. And then reaching up. Inhaling. Exhaling. Spiking and reaching. Inhaling. Coming up now, we're going to rotate. Coming down. Trying to do some different combinations. As we breathe out, maybe trying to reach a little bit further. Or looking over that shoulder like we're looking for the blind spot in the car. As we change lanes, inhaling. 1 more time this side. Inhaling. Exhaling. Relax and reach a bit further. 1 last time. Exhaling. Inhaling. Coming out of it. And hands come down, shaking it off, loosening it up. Let's find our way now. However you find the way is to our tabletop, or if you're using a chair, finding our way where we could bend our knees, and maybe actually our tabletop's going to be like this, holding the front and then having our flat back. So that's what we're looking for, is feeling for a flat neutral back. And we're going to start warming up our spine. So if we're on our hands and knees in tabletop position, our hands want to be slightly splayed, so apart a little bit, and then we're going to be placing them down. So just a couple of things there: shoulder width apart, hands underneath shoulders, our knees are hip width apart, and then maybe we'll do like a kick with our feet. So we want to feel the tops of our feet on the ground, shoulder width apart as well, and this is our neutral position. So what I want you to do is feel the mat, and then try and maybe use the tips of your fingers to sort of grab on. You're going to be gripping to the mat. That's what we're feeling. And your palm, if we placed a little bit, if you rock backwards and forward slightly, that sort of suction effect that your palms will get. So as we come in, we're going to try and grip and suction, right? And then with our knees, we're feeling them. All right, so from here now, that was just a little bit more so that we could be more mindful the next time you get into this position if you're practicing at home. All right, so let's now inhale as we dip our belly and take our gaze forward, maybe to the front of the mat. Right, we don't need to dump on our neck like I was saying before. And then we're dipping our belly, tailbone up. And then we're exhaling. We're going around our back, push our hands, feeling that we spoke about just before. And maybe you might feel the tops of your shins, and then tucking our head. And then inhaling, dipping our belly for cow, and then exhaling. Linking our breath, inhaling. Maybe whilst you're doing this, so continue on, is you might want to start engaging your ujjayi breath, or that ocean breath that we practiced a few weeks ago. All right, so I'm just going to describe it to you now while you explore this motion, while we articulate our back. And the ujjayi breath is like trying to fog up the mirror, but we're closing our mouth. Maybe we might put the top of our tongue on on the roof of our mouth to give us that ocean sound, like we're putting a shell up to our ear. So inhaling. An advancement on that was maybe you might want to bend your elbows as we come in and out. And we're giving our spine that little bit more to come in and come out. All right, so from here, let's meet in our neutral position. Again, we're going to be doing our side cat-cows. So we're going to go looking at one hand and pushing our hip to the other side, and then breathing in and then breathing out as we change to the other side. All right, so just maybe think of it like Ivy's wagging her tail. All right, we're going to do this slowly now. All right, or the Beyonce asana, right, shaking her ass. All right, this is the way. Sorry, that just came out. All right, here we go. All right, there we go. Is this how we do it, Ivy? Is this how we shake our tail? All right, fantastic, everyone. So now, we've done that. Maybe we might want to tuck our toes. If you're on the chair, maybe we could feel our toes. Maybe you want to rock backwards and forwards. We're going to give ourselves a bit of a toe stretch. Right, we'll be on our feet for a fair bit of this practice as well. So we're going to come up now into downward dog. So from here, inhale, and we're going to exhale. We're going to push up lift our knees up, and then we're going to push our tailbone back. Push against the hands using that feeling that we had before. Push against the floor, and maybe you might think belly on thighs, looking at your ankles. Right, gaze down. All right, so let's take 5 breaths here. Bend your knees if you need to. If you are on using a chair, we are bending our knees as well, but we're pushing back, and you bend your knees, right, that's right, and then look at your toes, right, that's what we're doing. So the aim here in downward dog is to have that sensation that we're stretching and having full length of our spine and having a straight line. Fantastic. All right, from there, inhaling as we bend our knees. Bend your knees and then take lots of little steps, moving your hands towards your feet, and we'll meet in forward fold. Right, however you get there, hands towards your knees or walk up your feet. Let's bend our knees. Yes, belly on thighs. And we might get heavy. Let's maybe, if you want, to add a little bit more weight, is to grab your elbows in what we call ragdoll. And perhaps, again, if you want, is to maybe lift your heels up and then look at side to side. Maybe we might shake our head. And this is releasing our lower back, right? Slowly stretching the back of our legs, as well as letting our neck just get nice and loose, right, out of its socket. Maybe it's like a Indian head wobble, right? That's the way. Now hands release. From here, we're going to set and then inhale as we rise up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Right, nice and slow. As we reach our top, we're pushing on our heels. Our hands might come out. And then we're going to scoop that energy up. Look to our thumbs in the sky. And then bring our hands to prayer and then come down. Imagining that we're growing and spiking from our heels all the way to the crest of our head. Hands by our side. Fantastic. We're in mountain pose now, hooking in to our sun salutation. So we'll just warm up a little bit and then we'll go into the full one. So from here, let's look at our feet. We're going to be just maybe rocking backwards and forwards. Maybe you might want to lift your toes up and then curl them down. Just like with the hands, slightly splayed. When we're wearing footwear, it tends to cramp up our feet. So this is just a good little relaxation for them. This is what our transport is, right? So now let's look down. Feet are shoulder width apart, facing the short edge of the mat. We're shoulder width, hands are coming out. Our tailbone is, we don't have the duck bum. Let's tuck the tailbone a little bit by imagining that we're sucking in our belly towards our spine. Hands are out and shoulders are neutral. Slight dip in the chin. So inhaling as we come up, and then coming down the center line. We're folding, hinging at our hips. You can bend your knee,
Bend your knees, belly on thighs perhaps. Maybe we might want our hands to be slightly touching the ground or the chair. As we inhale, let's think flat back, straighten the legs, hands come down like the supports of a bookshelf, and our back is imagining that we're straight and looking straight down at the ground like a bookshelf. Inhaling, exhaling, as we then hinge down, touch the ground. Let's do this 2 more times. Inhaling, growing flat back, halfway lift, exhaling, bending the knees, letting go over the head. 1 more time, inhaling, exhaling, and then coming to stand on the next inhale. So it's a lengthier inhale, nice and slow. You might want to take some sips as we come to the top. All right, and then we hold, and then we release, and then feel our shoulders come down. Fantastic work. All right, let's do this 1 more time. Inhaling, maybe slightly faster this time. We're going to exhale now as we hinge at the hips, coming to our forward fold, using the props that are available to us. Inhaling, halfway lift, down, exhaling. This time you might want to fly your arms if you want to have that go of that. Inhaling like a plane. So reach back as well as keeping a flat back. Exhaling. 1 more time. Airplane arms, right? Flying the arms, they call it. Exhaling. Coming now. Growing all the way to the top. And then coming down. Down the center line. That's that first half of Sun Salutation A. We'll be doing now for Sun Salutation B. All right, so from here on the sides, all right, if you want to use the chair as a bit of a guide, we're coming to our chair pose. So inhaling, we're going to push our tailbone back. All right, we might get some things on our heels and maybe reach our hands forward. I find for me, trying to hold the hands out like, oh, can I have some more, right, works. And taking my gaze without dumping my neck towards my tips of my fingers. All right, so we're tucking our tailbone a little bit, no duck bums. Let's do 3 breaths here. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. 1 more. Exhaling, inhaling as we come to rise, and then down. For a moment, just take a rest if you need on the chair, with the chair pose, if that works for you. If you need, I'm just going to quickly show you an example so you can see. If you're using the chair, you could come down, but we're going to sit down in the chair, but we're going to make our butt sit on the edge, and we can use that here. That's what we're looking for to do if it's too much for your back whilst in the chair. So yes, fantastic. Right, and we're going to come down and we're going to sit down slowly until we, yes, and then having our hands. So that's the movement. And then when we bend, we're bending down and having our knees open enough to be able to touch the floor. That's the modification for you, okay? You don't need to touch the floor as well. I'm just sort of, that's what we're imagining to aim to do. All right, so from here, taking our mountain pose, inhaling as we come down, pushing our tailbone back and reaching our hands forward. Fantastic work, everyone. Right, we're holding a beach ball between our hands. Right, for 3 breaths. Inhaling, exhaling. 1 more, 2 more, sorry. I only have to count to 3. So inhaling. This one's different. We're going to fold down from our hips. We're going to straighten our legs and then come to our forward fold. Release our head. Inhaling to our halfway lift. Maybe you might want to fly your arms. Exhaling as we come down. And then inhaling to our chair again. To our chair. That's it. Inhaling, looking up. Looking up. We're going to come up now to our chair. And then inhaling all the way to rise, and then there. Whew. Okay, that's working out a little bit. 1 more time for each one of those. Okay, let's go. No more chair. Right, so okay, guys. Inhaling as we come back, pushing our tailbone back, looking to our hands. 3 breaths here. If you feel the need to go to the chair, that's absolutely fine. 2, 3, inhale to set. Exhaling now as we hinge from our hips, coming to our forward fold. Head releases, we could bend our knees, or we could maybe try and push our tailbone up a little bit more and straighten the legs. From here, we're going to inhale, coming to our halfway lift. Exhaling, down. One more halfway lift. Perhaps you want to fly your arms this time. From here, we're going to come into our chair. We're going to swing back around, looking up, inhaling as we come to rise, and then hands down the center line, back down. Fantastic work, everyone. Amazing. All right, so if you need to take a quick drink, we'll gather some composure. I am connected to my breath. You all right, big fella? Okay. Fantastic, mate. So from here, we'll be doing our balance series, coming up to our stork and tree pose, baby tree. So I'll demonstrate first. If you need the chair to be able to come and give you some support, the chair will be to give you some support, but we're lifting the leg outside of the chair. So then that way we can lift our leg. So first one for us, let's go into mountain pose, everyone. Fantastic work, looking at our feet. Let's lift the toes up. All right, amazing. From here, you're lifting your left leg and then pulling the toes back when we breathe in. We're going to put our weight on the leg, pull your toes back. Fantastic. And then we're going to exhale as we come around, and maybe you want to place your hands on your hips. This is baby tree to start off with. Yeah, amazing. Or you could put your foot anywhere along, depending on where you feel most comfortable. Or you could go high or you could go low. This is like what we call the kickstand of baby tree. But what we're looking for, while we're going to keep breathing, everyone, what we're looking for is that sensation that we're actually opening up our hips. Okay? Fantastic. And then maybe rotate your body towards me. Then that way you'll feel it. Oh, no, to the front of the room. So yeah, that's it. Yeah. Right, and then inhaling. As we come out of that now, pull the toes up. 3, 2, 1, and then exhaling. Down. Amazing work, everyone. All right, this is good for the balance, and compared to when we first started, you guys have come so far. All right, so let's do this now. Placing the weight on your left foot as we inhaling. Slowly. Yes, amazing. And then as we exhaling, hands down to our hips, and then our toes might come down, or you might want to go up a little bit more or higher. All right, we'll do this a couple of times. Let's take 2 breaths here. Exhaling. One more. Exhaling. Okay, from here we're going to do a big wide arm sweep as we lift our leg up, and then we're going to straighten out our hips, and then coming down. Amazing. All right, so we're trying to get into the car or get out of the car. If you get, that's what we're imagining, right? There's the car seat. All right, I'm going to open the door. All right, I'm going to get out of the car. That's that motion that we're trying to aim for with our hips. All right, so first one now is our your left leg is what's going to be lifting. So inhaling as we look to the sky. 2, 3, come around. 2, 3, hands on hips. 2, 3, 2 breaths here. Wobbles are good. Exhaling. One more. Inhaling as we come around, get into the car, 2, 3, and then down. All right, that places a lot of pressure on the legs. So if you've had some hips there, we can see where we're placing some of that weight. All right, so that's amazing work. All right, let's go now with the other leg. Inhaling. Pull your toes up. Let's go. Yes, pull your toes up. That helps. And maybe as we exhaling, hands to the hips. All right, so wobbles are good. Here's a tip that I actually haven't had a chance, forgot to tell you, is that they call it a drishti or a focal point. So if you look at somewhere that's in front of you, right, and then sort of concentrate on that, apparently that helps you inhaling, keeps with the balance, and 2, 3, and then down. So they call that the drishti or the focal point. So we'll do this one more time, so then that way you can maybe look at something that's going to be there. And the other thing that helps with the balance, right, is maybe squeezing the butt slightly and pulling the toes back. All right, so let's try this
One more time each side. The right leg, your left leg is going to raise first. Inhaling. Up. As we exhaling around. Let's place the foot down or wherever along the leg feels best for you. Keeping, yes, amazing. All right. All right, 2. 1. Inhaling as we lift up. Bring our legs back. 2, 3, and down. Amazing work. All right, let's do one last time on each side, on the other side. This is the last one. So inhaling, coming up, lifting the toes up towards you, flexing the foot, they call it. Exhaling as we then, all right, yes, yes, amazing, yeah, yes, and then inhaling. Oh, there we go, I'm going. And then 1, down. Woo. That was a really good test and challenge for you guys. All right, so well done. Okay, cool. We're moving towards our standing practice now. I'm going to stand up here and then explain it to you because I want to see what your form's like. Is that okay? Or would you prefer to? No. Yeah? Okay. Okay, so from here, let's move up to the front of our mats. First one to move is your left leg, right? So it's going to be this way. All right. So we're coming into our standing series. First one we're going to be moving is our left leg. So I'll do this with you. This is probably easier from this side. From here, mountain pose, inhaling, exhaling, moving our left leg double leg width apart. Yes, I'm going to come back the other way. I'll come down to you, it's easier. All right, boom, 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 down this way. Yes, we're setting. Now, from here, all right, hands on our hips, inhaling, exhaling as we rotate our foot. So we're bending our knee and pushing each equally. Yes, amazing. Now let's our body will tend to try and turn to that sort of open space. Let's inhale, and then exhale, and then turn it towards me. Yes, fantastic. This way, inhaling, arms come up like the wings of a bird, and looking to the front. Setting a drishti or the focal point maybe on the tips of our fingers. So from here, 2 full breaths. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. This one's a bit different now. As we inhale, we're going to straighten our front leg and bring our hands up. We're pushing and we're keeping a micro bend on each way. And then we're going to exhale as we bend our leg again and put our hands out and look over. Back into warrior 2. Right, so from here, inhaling, straighten the leg, push against the toe, and then exhaling. Yes, that's fantastic work, everyone. So inhaling, straighten the leg, front leg, and then exhaling as we come down for one more. Now we're moving to reverse. So inhaling as we reach forward, flip your hand, and then now scoop up that air, keeping that front leg bent, taking the gaze to our fingers, coming into reverse warrior. Fantastic work. 2 breaths here. And then inhaling, coming back to warrior 2. Exhaling, coming up. And maybe we'll just loosen our hands for a sec. Keep the feet there, right? We're testing our feet and grounding today, connecting to our breath. Right, so from here, hands on hips, pushing away with our toes. So when we're pushing, you're kind of keeping to want to have that knee not locked out like this. You want to have a micro bend, and that sensation, so that you get a feel for it, is you're kind of pushing against the toe knuckles, right? The front bit of your toe. So you're kind of pushing that and then pushing the back blade of our foot there. That's leg straight. So from here, we're gonna, hands come up again, and we're going into warrior 2, exhaling, bending the front leg, and then reaching for the front and back of the room. One more time, inhaling, coming up, and then reaching for that back and side of the room. Amazing. All right, so from here, inhaling, we're coming out of this and stepping to the front of the mat. Fantastic work. Alrighty, so from there, what we'll do is come to face the back, face the back of the room, because then that way I don't need to move the cameras again. So come over to this side, yes. Come up to the front of that, to that side of the mat, because we'll be moving our right leg when we move. All right, fantastic. So inhaling to set in our mountain pose, and then exhaling, moving the foot, facing towards me again. Yes, fantastic. Feet are double width apart. So this is the foot that's going to move. Is your left foot is going to be moving this time as we inhaling. Hands on hips, and then exhaling, bending the knee, rotating the foot, pushing back against it. Yes. And then we inhale, turn the body towards me again, and getting that sensation that we're opening up the hips. Inhaling, exhaling, looking over the top. Yes. Right, fantastic. Take 2 breaths here. Exhaling. Maybe we're looking to relax our shoulders as we breathe out, but we're reaching at the same time. So inhaling now, straightening the front legs, scooping the hands up, pushing against that front toe, and then exhaling as we come back into Warrior 2. Inhaling, hands up. Yep, everyone's doing an amazing job. And then exhaling as we bend our front knee. So we're feeling that difference in where our weight distribution is. As we come in, and then we're exhaling, and what that does. So this one's different. We're going to breathe in and reach forward. Coming into our reverse warrior, flip your hand, and then scoop it back. Back hand maybe rests on the back of your leg. We're taking our gaze to the top. Side stretch, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling to set, and then exhaling to our Warrior 2. One more time, inhaling, straighten the leg, exhaling, come back to Warrior 2, and then stepping forward to our mat. Amazing. Great work, everyone. Well, that's a bit of a challenge, eh? All right, so let's do this one more time each side. Let's change directions. We're going to face this way. Your left leg is going to move from here, inhaling to set, and then exhaling, left leg moves, double width apart. Amazing. Hands on hips. Your right leg's the one that's going to turn, is inhaling to set, exhaling, rotating our hips and facing the foot forward, bending the knees, inhaling, hands come up like the wings of a bird, and looking over those. All right, from here, inhaling as we push and straighten our leg, scoop the air up as we come back down, as we exhale, looking. One more time, inhaling, exhaling, coming to our reverse warrior now, inhaling, reach forward, flip your hand, and then come back. 2 breaths here, inhaling, inhaling. This one's different. As we inhale, we're now going to be reaching forward with our hand and then placing our forearm on the top of our thigh, and then maybe the hand might reach up to the sky, maybe it might reach overhead, whatever works best for you today, right? Extended side angle, so we're thinking about one long line between our hand and our back foot. Inhaling, exhaling, reaching more. Yes, one more time. And then as we come out now, we're going to windmill up, straighten our front leg back to here, and then we're coming to Warrior 2 again like we've done. Inhaling, and then stepping to the front of the mat. And then hands down. Fantastic. Let's turn around now this way. Oh, you guys are being really challenged today. All right, we're flowing. Amazing. All right, so from our mountain pose, nice and strong and grounded, we're connected to our breath, inhaling. As we exhale then, we rotate and come to our double foot width apart. Amazing. Your left foot's going to turn now, inhaling. Hands on shoulders, exhaling as we rotate around. Yes. Inhaling, hands come up. And then we're looking over our shoulder. Fantastic, pushing against our feet for 2 breaths. Exhaling, relaxing the shoulders. Now scooping and straightening up the leg. Hands come together, and then exhaling, coming back into Warrior 2. Inhaling, exhaling. Fantastic work, everyone. From here, we're reaching forward, flipping our hand and scooping up that energy, looking to the sky or the tip of our fingers, reaching up for the sky, making sure that our front knee is bent. Right, for 2. For 1. Oh, you okay? 1. And then from here, we're going to inhale. As we reach forward now, our forearm's going to rest on our thigh. Our palm might be up, and then we might take our other hand overhead or over our head and extending one long line across our side body from the tips of our fingers to our back foot. Inhaling. 1 more. And then as we come up now, inhaling, straighten your front leg, hands meet, we'll come back to our warrior 2, exhaling, warrior 2, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, we'll come up, step to the front, and finish our standing series. We're here, okay, let's come back up to the front now. All right, so that standing is done. We're done, we're back on the ground, we're back on our chair. All right, so if you're on our back, please find your way to your back. I'm going to give a demonstration for those in the chair quickly. So from our chair, you can face it so we're taking an easy seat. All right, from here, we'll be doing our leaning back, yes. We're going to be doing our modified boat poses like last time. So from the chair, leaning back, we'll be lifting our feet, but our hands are out like this. Yes? All right, that's how we're doing it with our seat. And if you're going to be, that's there. All right, so you just do one, all right? You do you, whatever you feel most comfortable with. But if we are going to be on the ground, let's now work this. So from here, let's look at our feet. Shoulder width apart, our hands might be back or our hands might be forward, whatever works for you today. So we're doing our modified boat pose, and what we're looking for is having our chest stick up, so not rounding our back, our chest is coming out. So that's why I like to place the hands out. So inhaling, left foot comes out, exhaling, left foot comes down. Inhaling, right foot comes up, exhaling, comes down. Both feet, inhaling, maybe, 3, 2, 1, and down. Hands come down. Maybe from here, you might want to just floss, right? It's just shaking our legs from side to side. Remember to keep breathing. When we're holding our abs, we'll be doing this 2 more times. Alrighty, so from here, we're going to assume the position. I don't know that one. Okay, anyway, from there, right foot's the one that moves this time. Inhaling. Left foot rises. Left foot goes down. Right foot goes down. Whew. One more time, leaning back. Chest open. Left foot's the one that raises first. Right foot down. Left foot down. And then down. All right. Okay, that's it. We'll keep that one there. We'll floss from here. All right, that's amazing work, everyone. Okay, from here, let's make our way to the back, to our backs. All right, so I'm going to give a couple of options here so that you can see, everyone. Maybe you might want to have a block close by. So here's a couple of the options if you want to have a look, or you could just listen. We're doing legs up the wall. So this is the start of doing what we call bridge pose, but this is another nice restorative. So from here is if you want to have some support, maybe the block comes in and we lift our hips up and then place it just where our tailbone is, not in the crook of our back. From here, we'll be lifting our legs up one at a time, hands come down for support, and we're pulling our legs back towards us. You can bend your knees as well, that works too. Right, so that's the first option. Second option is not having a block there, but placing our legs up the wall. Maybe we keep our legs together and our feet together, pulling our toes back. That's a big one. Feeling for our shoulders on the ground. Maybe our palms are down on the ground, so that way that's providing some support. If you're in the chair, yes, you guys are all over it with the chair. So lifting the legs up, pulling the toes towards you. Yes, that's it. Amazing work. Cool. So whichever option for you that works, let's do that. And then coming down under control. And then from there is we're going to floss again. So maybe taking your legs to the right, And then to the left, don't forget to breathe. One more time each side. Exhaling. All right, so we're going to do this legs up the wall one more time. So the variation that works for you, whether you're in the seat using the block or legs, or if it's in your practice, maybe you might want to push your hips up and come into bridge pose. If that's in your pose, we're looking to push against our heels and then squeeze our butt slightly and push our hips forwards. All right, so we're resting on our shoulders. All right, so whichever works for you from here, inhaling, legs up the wall, 2 legs together. All right, allowing your back to get heavy. That works as well if you're in your seat. Pulling your toes back for 3, for 2, for 1. Inhaling to set, and then exhaling as we come down into our final resting pose, where you can close down your eyes, or if you're in your chair, close down your eyes. I'm going to come up to seat, and we're going to... All the hard work's done, everyone. Amazing work. All right, so we're going to our second part. So now I invite you to just take your breath and then go internal again. We don't need to shape our breath anymore. We've done all of that. And taking on this second half of the breathing anchor to your wandering mind. With the yoga poses, a lot of the time we use the poses to be able to prepare us for some stillness. And when we get into the stillnesses, that's when the mouse wheel goes, and that's when we start checklisting or thinking about things to do. So when that happens, when we're sort of in the meditative state, is not being judgmental and just noticing that those things are there. Allowing the breath to be saturated with kindness, soothing any pain, any stress or discomfort that you might feel. Perhaps you might want to see and ask yourself, how's my body feeling now compared to the start of the class? Becoming aware of any thoughts or emotions. Groans are good. Remember that mindfulness isn't about having a blank mind. It's normal to think. Mindfulness is the training whereby you cultivate awareness of what is actually happening physically, mentally, and emotionally. With increased awareness, you can gradually change your perspective and feel you've got more choice in how you relate to life. See if you could look at your thoughts and emotions rather than from them. Can you be aware of what you're thinking and feeling about without either blocking the experience or getting overwhelmed by it? And then anchor your awareness back in your breath. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Use awareness of the movement and sensations of the breath in your body as an anchor for the mind over and over again. As thoughts arise, know that they're not facts, even though we often think they are. As you develop perspective on your thoughts and emotions, including undermining ones, can you let go of being so caught up in them? Notice how they're continually changing one moment to the next, exactly the same way your breath is always changing. Your thoughts and emotions are not fixed, as solid as you perhaps thought. And come back to your breath. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Each time your awareness wanders, as it will, Simply note this and return to the breathing anchor time after time, moment by moment, making sure you're very kind and patient with yourself, even if you have to start again 100 times. Starting over and coming back is perfectly okay. And this is what all the training is about. Remember that each time you notice that you've wandered is a magic moment of awareness. A moment where you've woken up from a distraction and a moment of choice. So when you catch yourself having wandered off, you're succeeding with the practice, just as you're succeeding when you manage to stay with the breath, even just for a moment. I am breathing in, I am breathing out. And as we bring our practice to a close, I want you to start coming back into your body by wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes, perhaps removing a block from underneath you. Maybe you might want to reach your hands up overhead and stretch your feet out. Pat a companion. Whatever works best for you today. Maybe you might want to give yourself a hug and rock from side to side, forwards and backwards. From here, maybe lie down on your side in that fetal position, which way is most comfortable for you. If you're seated, we can meet in a seated position, so you can just stay there. And we'll all meet in an easy seat. You can keep your eyes closed as you come up. Just watch out for any blocks or props that might be in the way. Closing down the eyes or taking a soft gaze, and then letting go of the practice with one last cleansing breath, inhaling, and then exhaling, letting it go. Inhaling and preparing for Om. Om. Maybe bring your hands together in prayer by your chest. To clarify our theme for today, which is the breathing anchor for your wandering mind. Bringing your thumbs to lips. To clarify speech, what we say internally is so very important as what we say externally. Thumbs to between the third eye, between your eyes, gaze to the tip of your nose. To clarify thought. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you over the last 6 weeks, and for taking the time to come here and allow yourself to have some practice away from the world's distractions, if only for a short moment. We'll see you again soon. Thank you so much, and namaste. Thanks, everyone. Yes, we are. Yeah, good question. I can send you some of the dates. So we've got Riverton or Joondalup as well. So Riverton's just around the corner. You just hop onto the freeway, and it's another 10 minutes down the road. So yeah, for the next, and then we'll be putting those dates out. So as I mentioned before, Yvonne's going to be, or Anash will send out a questionnaire with those potential 3 days. And if you could prioritise them, that'd be great. That'll give them a chance to be able to do it so that we can have the resources for next year. The aim, though, just so that you do know, is we'll be having like a summer series and a winter series, 20-week blocks, where we have 6 and then 1 week break, 6, 1 week break, and then 6, 1 week break. So then that makes the 20 in the summer series. And then we've got the winter series as well, which we'll have to adjust, and we'll reach that bridge when we come to it. But the main thing is giving you guys some options, whether it's here or having one then that can also, if you've got family or know more contemporary veterans that want to come down, that invite is always open, and we can have it so that we can potentially have after work flows as well to be able to, so they get to have a practice. So whichever way, I hope to be able to see you at the next round. Thanks. You're so very welcome. All right.